Hi there pupils, parents and carers. So in this video we're going to show you how our innovative National 5 Maths online learning platform can help you achieve your potential grade in this year's examination. So once you have registered for an account and verified it and then you log in, you should see the student area where you have to choose the course that you wish to study. So as you can see, we have everything. We have platforms for higher maths all the way down to second level numeracy and mathematics, but we are studying National 5 Maths this year. So when we click on that button, we're taken to the National 5 Mathematics online learning portal. So if we scroll down, we will see all of the topics in order of the units. So we should stress just now that the delivery of our course, why we think it makes it different and a lot more straightforward to follow, is that for every learning outcome being taught, we teach it at 3 different levels of difficulty: bronze, silver and gold, where bronze gives you some basic examples, silver then moves up to kind of medium intermediate examples, and then the challenging questions in our gold videos. Now the idea behind this is because it's so progressive, with every stage increasing in difficulty by approximately 1 step, it builds your confidence, and you actually find that with this progressive delivery you can actually have the confidence in the ability to tackle the harder areas of the course. But before we start, you should always have handy, invest in a good quality jotter, and my advice would be to get an A4 one. And your first port of call before you start should be to scroll down to the pupil recording grid. This is an interactive spreadsheet where you can record your progress over time. So if you just click and download it, you'll see it here. Now the interactivity only works on a computer, so if you're using a phone or your tablet it's not going to work. That being said, you can just print it out then, and it prints very nicely onto an A4 sheet of paper. But if you're using the computer to track your progress, you would just type in your name, so I'll type in my name, and then you have a space to record your scores and your times for all videos, worksheets and assessments. So we'll come back to that later on. So let's go back to the platform. And let's pick a topic that we can look at first of all here. So I'm going to pick relationships 1.1a straight line, and I'll click on it here. So all of our pages, all of our topics look just like this. They all start with a prior knowledge section. So all the skills that you should need to know before beginning the National 5 module in question. And you'll find that a lot of the difficulties in maths come with students maybe forgetting an area at maths that they've maybe not even seen since S1 and S2. So we tell you all the previous stages of maths that you should know about before you begin this module. And you'll find that it could be something from National 5, or it could indeed be something from your broad general education in S1 to S3. And all you have to do if there's something you've forgotten is just click in these links and it will play the videos for you. Now you don't have to sit and answer all the questions, but sometimes even just having a quick lesson to refresh your memory gives you the confidence to succeed at the National 5 Maths topic that you've chosen. So let's scroll down. So it always starts off with a bronze module. So this is for straight line, and there's 3 skills: determining the gradient and the y-intercept, determining the equation of a straight line, and then outcome 3, calculating the equation of the straight line. So what I'll do is I'll just play this outcome 3 video lesson for you, just so you can see what it looks like. Now before we do that, I'm just going to quickly talk to you about what a video lesson should look like in your jotter. So here's a wee example. So every home learning exercise should always contain a title, the date, the worked examples with notes copied down, the questions answered with sketches, full working in units where appropriate, and of course all work should be marked with a score and time recorded. So it's worth noting that down, I would say, because when you fill your jotter up in this manner, it gives you a really effective set of notes which are then going to help you studying as you go along. So let's give you an idea of what a video lesson would look like. So you can make them full screen by clicking on the bottom right button. Now I've deliberately muted this because there is a voiceover, but obviously it would then be talking over me and it would sound a bit awful, bearing in mind it's the exact same voice. So you would copy your title down, and then a learning intention is delivered. And once the learning intention is delivered, a worked example or worked examples are then going through on the board, and I'm just quickly skipping through it just so you can get an idea of what it's like, and it's taken through very slowly and very clearly. Now once the worked example's been delivered, you're then given your questions to try, so at that point you would pause the video when directed to do so and try some questions for yourself, again with sketches, full working and units where appropriate. You're then told to unpause the video when you're given the answers, and then you self-correct your work. So you would then write down your score and the time it took you to answer those questions. At the end of that, it gives you your next steps, so you would then know what to do next. So I'll just close that down just now. So after that, at the end of every module, there's a next step section where there's a worksheet that you can download for more questions to try. And what you actually get after that is a self-marking quiz with built-in feedback. So I'm going to give you an idea of what one of these quizzes looks like. So you would just click on it to load it, and it's all multiple choice. So you would ideally do these quizzes or these tests under exam conditions so you can gauge how much you've learned. So I'm just going to click randomly on questions, something you shouldn't do. You should thoroughly work out the answers, of course. But I'm just, as I say, clicking randomly, and I'll be really upset if I score 5 out of 5 here. So once you've answered all the questions with full working in your jotter, you would then submit, and you can then view your score. And once that loads, it will tell you your score at the top. So I did guess and I get 2 out of 5, but here is the interesting part. We can actually scroll down and we can read our feedback. So question number 1 I answered correctly. My feedback was well done. I don't need a lot of feedback there. But notice question 2 I got it wrong, but it does actually explain to me what the answer should be and how I should get it. And it does actually then tell me what video to go back and re-watch if I want to go and improve my performance. The really interesting part here though, of course, is that you can always redo the test, the quiz, as many times as you want, so that you can strive for that 100%. So I'm now going to jump back to the recording grid. Now if I scroll down to relationships and then 1.1a, determining the equation of a straight line. So that video lesson that I showed you, say I get 7 out of 10, that means my score would be 70%, and say my time taken was 12 minutes, so I would type in 12. Say I did the worksheet for further practice and I improved my score, say I get 8 out of 10, so 80%, and the time taken, say that decreased, it would be 9 minutes. Now the assessment, the quiz that we saw there, I get 2 out of 5, so that means I've got a score of 40%, and say then that my time taken was 5 minutes because it was less questions. Now notice different colours come up, so again for this video, if I type in a score less than 70, so say 60%, that would then come up as amber. So it's colour coded as well to help you see your progress. And when this fills up, you really start to get an idea of the areas that you need to go and revisit and revise. But I'm just going to take you up the top here, and I hope you can see that the data started to be accumulated. So my average score for the relationships unit so far is 63%. The other 2 units are blank because I've not filled any data there. My combined National 5 Maths average score of these 3 units is still 63% because I've only looked at relationships. But notice it's added up all the minutes that I've been studying in total, and it's told me that I've completed 1% of Rigor Maths so far. So a couple of targets I would set you here. Can you make this figure say 6,000 minutes? That's the challenge I would give to you. And of course, can you make this say that you've completed 100% of Rigor Maths? That's the challenge. Anyway, let's jump back to the platform. So that was a wee indication of the bronze module there. Now, of course, at silver, you've got the exact same thing. The 3 videos, the worksheet and the self-marking quiz. And just to give you an idea of the differentiation, so let's go to the worked example. So at bronze level, you were given the gradient and you had to, and a point, and you had to work out the equation of the straight line. Well, at silver, the additional step is you've got to work out the gradient first, so therefore increasing by 1 step. And if we scroll down from the silver section, we've then got the gold, and if we go to the corresponding video, calculating the equation of a straight line, we can see here that the additional step would be that the gradient's actually going to come out as a fraction, and this is something that we've got to learn how to deal with, in particular for when we move on to higher maths next year. Now, if you scroll past the bronze, silver, and gold sections, after that, for each topic, you've got a comprehensive bank of exam questions dating all the way back to the year 2000, so 20 years worth of exam questions. So, to do an exam question, you would just click on it and then it would play it on YouTube for you. So, I'll just make this bigger so that we can see what it would look like. So it just plays a video for each question. And again, I'm going to skip through it a wee bit here. So it gives you the question, it reads it out for you, and then what it will do is it will tell you to pause the video so that you can try the question for yourself first of all. And then what it does, I'll just click through, is take you through a complete word solution. And then of course at the end of it, if you didn't get it right, it tells you where you can go on the platform to revise these skills so that you could maybe redo it again sometime. So my advice here would always be to aim to try these past paper questions more than one time, because your exam question this year is sitting somewhere in one of these past 20 years questions. So it's a good idea to revisit and revise them on a regular basis. And then when you go to the end, congratulations, you've completed the module, so you can now go and pick another topic to practice. So to return to the main menu, you would just click back to main menu and we would end up where we started again. So that's an idea of what the topics look like, and as you can see, you've got so much content there, and it's a case of you planning how to make best use of the vast amount of resources. But before we finish, I'm going to show you a few more things underneath the stuff that we've looked at. So we've got a past paper playlist, so if you click there, it'll load it on YouTube. And there are hundreds and hundreds of National 5 maths questions here, so 481 and counting. We add to this regularly. So when you're attempting this, my advice would be to hit the shuffle button and then play, and what you'll find is you've got a pretty much unlimited bank of exam questions for you to practice. So in this one, I'll just skip through it. We've got a change in the subject to the formula question. So if we then click next, it would then ideally take you on to another topic. So let's see if that's worked. So it's taking you on to a percentages question. And we've said there's nearly 500 questions there, and the number in the list is increasing all the time. That's a very effective tool, because when you press shuffle, it essentially gives you a mini exam, doesn't it? And then if you actually scroll down below that, if you scroll back up to the top of the page and then click on the National Qualifications homepage and then scroll down, you can access our Rigor Maths National 5 revision calendar for the current month. So I'll just click on it, and that's really good for retrieval. So every month you can practice a mixture of the skills that you've learned, and you can either download it down here by clicking in this file, and when you want to check your answers, you can click there to watch an answer video. One of the other things you have access to, if we go back to the National 5 Maths homepage, is you also have full access to our online textbook, and I think that's on the National Qualifications homepage. So just below the calendars, you've got full access to our National 5 Maths online textbook. So to give you an idea of what that looks like, as the title suggests, you get an online textbook exercise for all areas of the course, additional practice to what is in the videos and the worksheets in the secure platform. And if we go back to the main menu and then scroll down again, the National Qualifications main menu, and scroll down again, you've also got revision sheets that can aid you with your revision, so they're actually really good to download as well. So as you can see, a comprehensive bank of practice, everything that you could possibly want to be successful in National 5 Mathematics. So if you're interested in subscribing, guys, you can do that on the home page of the website. So I'll just show you where to go. If we click home, and to subscribe, all you would have to do is click on the National 5 Mathematics subscription option there. So I hope you found that video useful, and whatever you decide to do, guys, good luck with your exam this year.